Hare Krishna. So I have joined from two devices actually. If anyone audio fails, then let me know. Hopefully it will be better. Okay. So
If good now, so I continue from this laptop itself. If the audio goes off or something, then let me know. We'll switch to the mobile. Hare Krishna. So welcome all the devotees for coming and taking out your time to study Srila Prabhupada's book and attending this Bhakti Shastri discussion. So especially, we have Dipali Mataji and Prem Latika Mataji from the previous batch. So welcome them by one Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much, Mataji, for coming and inspiring all of us by your inspiration to study. Although they have received their certificates, they have completed the course, but they are still coming and joining. So a very good inspiration for us that how much they are themselves determined to study Srila Prabhupada books. So thank you very much. So last time we were discussing about we have not started the 13th chapter yet. We were just building the background of this chapter. So we were discussing last time few points. Somebody would like to say some points what we learned in the previous class? Not last to last, just last Sunday, what we discussed. So that everybody, if somebody has missed class, they can be in context what we are discussing. Some one or 2 points devotees would like to share, then you can unmute yourself and share. What was the topic we were discussing and 1 or 2 points?
Prabhuji, we had discussed on Kshetra and Kshetragya.
Yeah, anybody would like to start?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I think all devotees were there last time. Nimai Prabhu, he was there. Gayatri Mataji also was there. Mahavan Govind Prabhu also was there. Dayamai Devaki Mataji, she was also there.
Prabhuji,
Prabhu also there. Yeah.
Sarveshwari
So, yeah,
Radhika
please share 1 or 2 points
something.
what we discussed last time.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Gayatri Mataji, please.
Kshetragya, Kshetragya we were
Please
discussing.
unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm unmuted myself. Hare Krishna.
Not audible, Mataji.
How?
Yeah. Yeah, Sharveshri Mataji is audible. You can try to speak. Now it's good. Yeah, speak.
We were discussing Kshetragya and Kshetra and Kshetragya.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Yeah, continue. Gayatri Mataji, you can speak after this. Yes, Sarveshwari Mataji. Yes, please continue.
Yes, something Kshetragya, two are Kshetragya. One is the living and soul, and other is super soul, and the body is Kshetra.
We
and
have started discussing 13th chapter.
Yeah, this thing, but you had discussed, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. Yeah, what are, you can tell about, apart from this point, Kshetragya, apart from this point, what background we discussed. This we will discuss that time. Yeah.
Then how many doers are there? These also you had discussed.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
One
correct.
doer was this thing, Prakriti, the living entity, and then super soul.
Correct.
And I think these three. One was sanctioning the doer. Other was the living entity was doer, and Prakriti, and then the living entity was desirer. He desires something.
Correct.
And super soul sanctions it, and in Prakriti one does work is done.
Yes.
This we have discussed. And
performing doer. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. You want to share more something?
No, Prabhuji.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, Gayatri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
We have seen in the last class like qualities of the bhakti. It is sudurlabh and it is very rare. Then we have also seen that it is ati rahasya, very secret. Then chapter we had an overview from chapter 7 to 12, like so. Like chapter 7, we have had an overview like it's a kind of Karma Mishra Bhakti. Chapter 8 is about the Gyan Mishra Bhakti. Chapter 10 is Vibhuti Yoga. And chapter 11, here the Vishwaroop is visible to all, but Kalroop is only visible to Arjuna. So, and it was like Krishna gave the instruction to Arjuna to become an instrument in his mission. And should I give the overview of?
No. We discussed the overview fully last time. We want overview of the overview now. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. So basically, I just wanted to repeat so that the devotees can understand what we were discussing last time. They themselves can revise basically and remind so that we can go to next discussion. Okay. Thank you very much, Gayatri Mataji. Anybody else want to share? Yes, Pratik Prabhu. Yeah.
Then, Prabhuji, we discussed briefly this Devi Asuri Sampada and then how the two kinds of shraddhas are there based on Shastra, and one is based on the nature of whichever we
Swabhava.
acquired. Yes, Swabhavaja.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And then we discussed how 18th chapter is a whole Gita summarized by Shri Krishna. And the three confidential, more confidential, and most confidential things, which is Brahman, Super Soul, and Krishna, Bhagavan. That we discussed, and at the end of the class, we discussed about the yoga ladder, how this Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Astanga Yoga are like one step above ladder, and how the Bhakti Yoga is like a lift. So that you example.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, all devotees, for sharing. So now today, as we will go to the next topic, so I'll share my screen. So as we discussed last time, we are going to discuss about the mood and method of studying the Shastra. And now this is today's this topic. And then as some of devotees have requested that discussion about what we are actually practicing. Are we doing Karma Yoga? Are we doing Jnana Yoga? Are we doing mixed bhakti, or are we doing pure bhakti? What we are doing? So that we will discuss later, maybe tomorrow or some other time. So let's see how much time this will take, and then we will go to that. So we are going to discuss this topic, mood and method of studying Shastra, because before we start studying, at least it is very, very important to all of us to understand that the Shastra is very, very root and very, very foundation of our spiritual life. And this has been again and again spoken by Srila Prabhupada. So first, let us see what is the necessity of studying Shastra. All of us know, but just we have registered actually for this course, that very essentially it means that we are actually very much sincere and serious about studying Shastra. So that is very, very clear. So now today we just want to see in what mood and method we can study Shastra. So I hope everybody knows this uh, pastime of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu meeting the South Indian Brahmana. So how many of you know that pastime, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met the South Indian Brahmana? Maybe you can just raise hand in your, yes. If your video is on, you can just raise hand. No need to raise in Zoom also. Yeah. So almost I see more than half of the devotees already know. Yes. So I just wanted to bring out one very important and essential point from there about the mood of studying the Shastra, because if you see in that pastime, the Brahmana was not very learned. Okay. And he was actually holding the book upside down. That is how some pastimes describe. And the second thing was that even though he was not able to read the text properly, read the book properly, but he was crying. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquisitively he asked that what is the reason for you shedding tears or you are crying? What is the reason for this? So he said that uh, the context as such, we know that how other Brahmanas were not very, very respectful towards him. And sometimes they used to make fun of him also, that he was not able to read and pronounce also properly. Correct. So, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu identified a very unique quality, that he was actually crying with tears and he felt something very interesting about him. So he asked him that, why are you crying? So he said that I am not able to study Bhagavad Gita, this scripture very nice and very grammatically. I am not able to understand and read it. But one thing I understand, and I'm crying for that, is that how Krishna, being the Supreme Lord of all the creation, all the material as well as spiritual world, he is becoming a humble servant of his devotee. Okay. So he is able to become the Sarathi, the charioteer of Arjuna. So that very incident or that very attitude of Krishna is making me cry. Okay. So as all of us know that this crying is actually not artificial, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is identifying. So it's not artificial. It is actually one of the symptom of Bhava Bhakti. One of the Sattvic Bhavas. Uh, Nayanam Galad Ashru Dharaya. Correct. So that is one of the symptoms of Bhava Bhakti. So this Brahmana externally may not be very learned in this life. But we have to understand that surely in past life he has done a very great amount of bhakti to have reached this bhava stage. Correct. So this is one of the pastimes which is very, very significant to understand that what is the mood with which we should approach Bhagavad Gita. Okay. It should not be in the scholarly mode. Obviously, it is good that if we can learn and study Srila Prabhupada books very nicely and diligently, and also we can present it nicely. But the mood is not to become proud by that study, but the mood is to Vidya Dadati Vinayam, as we know since childhood we have studied this Vidya Dadati Vinayam. Correct. The person who has acquired Vidya, actually, he exhibits it by his Vinaya. Hmm. Uh, and the example is given that a fruit bearing tree is actually very, very uh, humble, in the sense it shows his humility in the sense that it is always bent down. But a tree which is not having the fruits is always standing very erect. So, Vidya Dadati Vinayam. So, one who is acquiring the knowledge or who has acquired the knowledge should be having this attitude that of Vinaya. That one is very, very humble, meek, and he is having very simplicity. That also we will see. So this is a very important pastime. I just wanted to remind all the devotees and remind myself that how, in what mood we can actually approach Bhagavad Gita. So here, as I am discussing, there is a quote by Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so maybe one of you can read. Yes, Pratiklu, would you like to read?
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Uvacha. Therefore, not a single moment should be lost. Human life should be utilized only for chanting and reading Vedic literatures. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is publishing many books so that people can utilize their time properly by reading them and make their lives successful. Not only should we read Srimad Bhagavatam, but we should also serve the person Bhagavat, one whose life is nothing but Srimad Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. By this process, we can attain the stage of Bhagavad Bhakti.
Yeah. So this is from the book Teachings of Lord Kapila, chapter 9. Srila Prabhupada is writing. So I want to bring your attention to this very important point, the very first line. Therefore, not a single moment should be lost. Where? In human life. Then what should we do in that? So just like we have a nectar of instruction, verse 8. Kalam nayed iti upadesha saram. Akhilam. Kalam nayed akhilam iti upadesha saram. Right. So he says that one should spend all his time in this way. The previous three line describes. Okay, that how one should follow Vraja Raganuga devotee and do all the activities mentioned there. So in the same spirit, Srila Prabhupada is writing following Rupa Goswami that human life should be utilized only for chanting and reading Vedic literatures. Okay. The ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, is publishing many books. Okay, and as we have in the Bhakti Shastri, we are studying very, very important books, Bhagavad Gita and Ishopanishad, we have studied already. And then we have Nectar of Instruction and Nectar of Devotion. Okay, so Prabhupada has published all these books. But you know, in all these books and many of the other Srila Prabhupada books, there is one very unique thing. These are not Prabhupada books actually. Okay, so what do I mean when I say these are not Prabhupada books? Can somebody try to decode this? These are not Prabhupada books. What do I mean to say by that? Till now we heard that these are Prabhupada books actually, but why today we are saying that these are not Prabhupada books?
So, Prabhuji, Prabhupada has given purports and commentaries to it, but the actual slokas are not from Prabhupada, I think, maybe. And
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
he has referred to previous acharyas' purports also, as he has
Yes,
many
yes,
times
yes.
mentioned.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you, Asutosh Shankarshan Prabhu. Essentially, the two essential points you have actually brought out that I wanted to share. That one is that the main text or the shloka of any of the books, if you see, which have Prabhupada has published these books. Okay, so the original text, like Bhagavad Gita, it is from Mahabharat, which is written by Ved Vyas. And last time we discussed the hierarchy of Bhagavad Gita, who spoke to whom, correct? Four conversation loops we discussed. Ishopanishad, it's part of Upanishad, it's a Vedic literature, which is actually eternal. So, Nectar of Instruction, whose book it is? Updeshamrit. It is whose
Rupa
book?
Goswami.
Rupa Goswami.
The original author is Rupa Goswami, and some devotees also they have done research and also said that it is actually spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Rupa Goswami noted it. That is one opinion. Another opinion is Rupa Goswami actually wrote it down, and it's there originally in Padyavali, and then he has taken few verses in Anoi. So when we discussed Anoi, we will discuss in detail about that thing. But it is not Srila Prabhupada's original uh, book basically. Yeah, the verses are from Rupa Goswami. And Nectar of Devotion is also Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu's summary study basically. Okay, not a literal translation, but a summary study as we know. So Prabhupada has published so many books, and if you see many other books like Shrimad Bhagavatam, it is by Vyasadeva, Chaitanya Charitamrit, it's by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and you see any other small book, they are actually the uh, part of these bigger books actually. Okay, and the second point is about purports. So that we will also see today that how purports of Srila Prabhupada, and as we study this 13 to 18 chapter, are actually he is taking it from previous acharyas. And many of you may be knowing this pastime of Srila Prabhupada, that one of the person who was uh, a learned person also in Ramanuja Sampradaya also, and he had studied the commentary of Ramanujacharya. So he met Prabhupada and he told Srila Prabhupada, actually you have not written anything. You have just copied it from Ramanujacharya. Correct. Anybody knows what was the reply Srila Prabhupada gave for that?
Yeah, then this is not a criticism for me. This is my glorification that I followed whatever my previous acharyas has given. I did not.
Yes. Yeah, something like that. Yes. So Prabhupada said that actually generally the person who is giving this comment is trying to demean that Arey, you have not done anything original, you have just copied. Like nowadays somebody may write open book assignment, closed book assignments, and something they may copy. Okay, so not like that. Okay, this is authoritative copying. That Prabhupada told, this is actually a not a critique, it's actually glorification. It proves that my purports are authentic. But at the same time, you see, Prabhupada also told these purports are my own ecstasies. These are my ecstasies. So when we read this Prabhupada's purports of Bhagavad Gita 13 to 18 and later also, we will see which part he is actually saying that I have taken from previous acharyas as it is. The examples, the explanations, he will take as it is from Baldev Vidyabhushan. As we know, Srila Prabhupada dedicated his Bhagavad Gita to Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan. But at the same time, he also has given his own ecstasies, his own inputs, what is his understanding on this verse. Okay, and that's how some more points we will see while going ahead. So, but these are the two important things that I wanted to bring out. That Prabhupada, when he's saying that we have published so many books, that is not he is saying that he is proud that he has published his books. No, he has published the books of previous acharyas and the authorities previously. Okay, that's why. Okay. And then he is requesting us to utilize our time properly. How? By reading them, understanding them. And we know at one time, just like we had now Prabhupada book marathon distribution. So Prabhupada mentioned in a class, actually, he was asking a question to one of the devotees. So he was not able to answer a very simple question. So Prabhupada told that, are you only distributing my books? Don't you read my books? Okay, that is a very famous pastime. So we have to understand that as we have a marathon for distributing Srila Prabhupada books, because it's very, very important to distribute this literature to the other people also. But at the same time, we have to also understand that it is more important, no, if not equally, if it is more important actually, for us to actually read those books in the remaining months and during book distribution also, so that we can be there to distribute the books in future also. Okay. So that's how Prabhupada actually told that we should not only distribute these books, but we should also read them. And not only just reading, but also we should understand them. And then when we put it in practice in our life, then we will realize them also. Okay, so this is one thing just at the outset I wanted to bring out from Srila Prabhupada's one of the books, that how he has given very, very good importance on studying these books. And that's why we are having such very focused time towards Saturday, Sunday, obviously. And we are trying everybody to inspire that they can come with full attention in these 2 hours and give their time for studying these books. Okay. So now let us first discuss this before going into the mood and method. Let us discuss what is the importance of studying Shastra. Okay. So this is a quote from Jiva Goswami's Tattva Sandarbha. Okay. So I will recite the shloka and then somebody can read the meaning. Ved evasmakam sarvatita sarvashraya sarva achintya ascharya swabhavam vastu vividishtam pramanam. Okay, so somebody can read the translation. Yes, Pratik Bro, you can continue.
For those of us who wish to know about the transcendental truth, which is beyond all matter, which is the shelter of everyone, which is inconceivable, and which is of a wonderful nature, then the Vedas are our only means to understand it.
Yeah. So here it said that Veda eva pramanam. Okay, these are together. Veda itself only, we can say eva pramanam, are the pramana, or we can say the reference source. For what? Vastu. Okay, what is the Vastu? It is Krishna. To know the Vastu, that is Krishna, what is the pramana available for us? Is Veda eva. Emphasis is given on this only. Okay, Veda only is the pramanam, is the reference. For whom? Asmakam, for us. Okay. Why? Sarva Atita, this is the first quality mentioned of the Veda. Sarva Atita. Atita means to transcend. And so here it said Sarva Atita. It has transcended everything else. See here. So this is the first thing. It is transcendental. Why it is transcendental? Because it's not created. So can somebody say when was the Vedas written? Or written, when it was created? When were the Vedas created?
Vedas are eternal, Prabhuji. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are composed by or segregated by Vedavyas ji, but
Yeah,
they are
yeah,
eternal.
compiled. Yes, yes, correct. So, very nice. Yes, thank you. So, they are never created. Okay, and in one sense, they are said they are the breathing of the Lord. So, since Lord is eternal, the Vedas are also eternal. All the souls are also eternal. So, spiritual things they are never created. Sarva Atita, they are spiritual, they are transcendental. This is the first quality. Okay. But they were compiled at a certain time by Vedvyas. Okay, they were written down for the people of Kali Yuga. Second quality of this Veda is mentioned as Sarva Ashraya. Ashraya we know is shelter. Sarva Ashraya, the shelter of everything. The first quality was that they are transcendental to all that which is material. Okay. And then second is these are the shelter of everyone. Sarva Ashraya. Okay. And then third quality is what? Sarva Achintya. Okay, achintya we know is inconceivable. Okay, we cannot understand by everything in it by our mundane small brain, we can say, or mundane logic. Okay, tarko apratishtat, shrutiyo vibhinna. Correct. We have heard many things like that in Mahabharata. Also, it comes. So sarva achintya, so which is inconceivable. Okay, for all. Sarva achintya and ascharya swabhavam. Okay, this is the fourth thing which is mentioned. Ascharya swabhavam. Ascharya means what? It is very, very astonishing, or here what is mentioned here? Wonderful, right? Okay, it has very wonderful nature. It's very astonishing. Okay, this is the fourth quality of Veda which is mentioned. Okay, Vastu Vividishtam. So Vividishtam is those who are enthused to know. Okay, those who want to know or want to understand. Ah, Krishna. What they want to understand? Vividishtam Krishna. Okay, to inquire or know. They want to know about or inquire about. They are enthusiastic to know or inquire about the Vastu. Vastu is Krishna. Okay. So our Vastu is Krishna. That is the object of our knowledge. Okay. By knowledge, we want to understand about Krishna. And what is the means? Means is Veda eva pramanam. Okay. Veda is the pramanam. Okay. So these are the four qualities of such Veda, the adjectives about the Veda. Okay. So here we can see that how when we want to connect to Krishna, we want to know Krishna, and we want to establish a relationship with Krishna. Like Prabhupada many times he says that somebody can establish a relationship in parenthood, somebody can establish in the relationship of a friendhood, somebody can establish relationship in a loving nature, okay, or madhurya. Somebody can establish relationship as a servitude, servanthood, okay, that is servitude, that is dasya, like this. So when we want to establish a relationship with Krishna, what is the source? The source of that is Veda. Only from Veda we can know that how we can connect to Krishna. Okay, this is explained by Srila Jiva Goswami in the very, very beginning of the Tattva Sandarbha. Okay, where he is explaining. And then he goes on to further say that actually the Shrimad Bhagavatam is the best pramana. Okay, the whole book is actually about that only. That proving that how Shrimad Bhagavatam is the best praman to know about Krishna. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Now there is a conversation. Okay. First, let us see this. Uh, this is from again 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 16th chapter, 51st verse. Okay. What is this Shastra? This Shastra is actually the word personification of Krishna. Okay. So Shastra is a word personification. This is a shloka that we will recite. Shabda Brahma Param Brahma Mamo Bheshashvati Tanu. Okay. Yeah. Somebody can read the translation. Yes, Pratik Bro, you can continue. Yeah.
Sure, Praj. Translation. My two eternal bodies are known as Shabda Brahma, Vedic literature, and Param Brahma, my transcendental form.
Yes, thank you. So, as we know, Krishna himself says here, many places, that he is the word personification of the his form is the literature, this Veda or the Bhagavatam, like that. So there is a first canto verse which says that how Krishna Swadham Upagate. Hmm. So when he went back Swadham, his own abode, Dharma Jnana Adi bhi sah, and he took back with him Dharma Jnana Adi, everything. Kalau Nashtadrisham Esha. Okay, for all the people of the Kali Yuga, Kalau Nashtadrisham, whose vision has been spoiled. Okay, it's not that everybody is blind literally in Kali Yuga, but it's figurative. Figuratively, it is told that everybody is blind in knowledge. Okay, or they don't have clear goal. Okay, uh, and then it said Purana Arka Adhuno Udita. So this Purana Arka is the sun. So this Purana, which is compared to the sun, is has arisen now. Okay. So Purana Arka Adhuna, now it has Adhuna Udita, has arisen. So there also Krishna says that how actually this Shrimad Bhagavatam or other Vedic literatures. So Shrimad Bhagavatam, as we understand, is the very, very essence of all the Vedas. Why? Because the all Vedas, so they were, you can say, summarized into Vedanta Sutra, Veda Anta, in the form of sutras. Okay. And then that Vedanta Sutra, when Vyasadeva wrote a natural commentary in his very mature age, okay, that commentary is Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's why we say it's the essence of the Vedas. Okay, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. And that Sri Krishna is calling is that what? It is Shashwati Tanu. It's my body. Okay, Tanu is body. Mama, Ubhe. These both. Shashwati, eternal. These are my eternal bodies, eternal forms. What? Shabd Brahma, and second is Param Brahma. Okay. So Param Brahma is my transcendental form, the threefold bending form. Okay. And then Shabd Brahma is the Vedas. Now somebody may say, oh, Prabhu, but we don't see Shabd Brahma threefold bending form. Yeah, that may not be, but all of us understand that how Srimad Bhagavatam depicts the different parts of the bodies of Krishna, right? The canto 1 and 2 are lotus feet, and then third and fourth are the thighs, like that navel is fifth canto. Like that we go up and up and up, and then it's compared. So it is actually a uh, not literally we can say, but there is a figurative comparison. Okay. Yeah. So now having discussed that, yes, you have any question? Yes, Pru.
Raji, so
Yeah.
when we said this Vedas are transcendental, but Raji, what is the concept of that Drashta Muni then? Because we also see it is kind of in Vedas, somebody is speaking the shloka. So I don't know exactly what it is, but if you can shed some light on that.
I didn't get the context. What you said? Which Muni?
Raji, in Vedas, they are not they are eternal, we say.
Correct. Yes.
But we see na there are this shlokas are spoken by someone
Hmm.
in the Vedas. They called it some
Correct.
drishta or
Correct.
something like that. So
Uh-huh.
what is
Okay.
that, Prabhuji?
Yeah. So these Vedas are eternal. Like we have Srimad Bhagavatam, there is Chatushloki. Okay. So it is said that this seed form of the Vedas, obviously the Srimad Bhagavatam, like 18,000 verses, it is eternal. But the Tene Brahma Hrida, just we have Teni Brahma Hrida Adi Kavaye. We have that shloka in Bhagavatam 1.1.1. It says that it was manifested into the heart of the Adi Kavi. Okay, what was manifest? Brahma. This Brahma Jnana was manifested into the heart of Adi Kavi, Brahmaji. Okay, by Krishna. So there it's mentioned that some of the acharyas say that these four shlokas, which are the seed verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, they were actually given to Brahmaji, which he expanded into 18,000 verses. And then in Tattva Sandarbha also it is mentioned that how Srimad Bhagavatam actually is eternal in the form of 18,000 verses. Okay. But in different yugas, in different kalpas actually, there are sages who actually pen it down. Like for this current kalpa, we have Ved Vyas, who is direct incarnation of Shri Krishna, who has penned it down this time. So some other time, some other incarnation will be there. It may be some Satyavish avatar or some other avatar who will actually pen it down for the people of Kali Yuga, like that. So does that answer?
Yes, Prabhuji. Uh, so my question was specific to Vedas, but it is the same, right,
Same
Prabhuji?
concept, yeah, yeah, same thing. Yeah, so they are eternal, but it is written down like
Okay.
we hear na Bhagavatam first canto that Vyasadeva actually had four disciples. Okay, we had Paila Rishi and then other three also, and then
Yes.
there are Romharshana Sutta, who was also the fifth one who gave the Puranas, who wrote down Puranas. So he had different four categories, and in that they actually specifically wrote it down on his guidance like that.
Understood, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let's continue to the second one. Second topic, the mood of studying the Shastra. Okay, in what mood? So, as one of the past time, I already said that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually showed by his own conversation with this Brahmana, South Indian Brahmana, that how, in what mood we should approach Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so this is a specific quotation from a conversation between Vidya Devi and a learned Brahmana. Okay, this is given in the book called Nirukta. Srila Prabhupada mentions in his books Nirukta is a Vedic dictionary, a very famous, most famous actually, the Vedic dictionary. Okay, and most of the Vedic words are explained there. So this conversation is cited there, and then few of the verses of that we are going to see to understand what mood should we approach the Shastra with. Okay, so here she is saying the Vidya Devi is saying to the learned Brahmana, what are her expectations? So as we all understand that this is a very basic thing, that just like we have the rivers in India as Mother Ganges and all, we understand they are actually a personality, a demigoddess, and also sometimes spiritual personalities who actually take up this form of the, or expand into these forms as the rivers or other pastime places, everything. Similarly, this Vidya Devi is a personality. Okay, just like we have Bhumi Devi also. So similarly, Vidya Devi also is a personality who is there speaking here to this learned Brahmana. What she is saying, Vidyaha ve Brahmanam ajagama. Okay, please read the translation.
Vidya Devi personified approached a Brahmana and said to him,
Yes. So what did she say? Gopaya mam sevadhishte ahamsmi.
please protect me, I am your wealth.
Yes. So she is saying, so Gopaya mam means you keep me confidential, okay, or you keep me protected. Mom, protect me. Okay. Sevadhishte, I am your prosperity, I am your wealth, like that. Sevadhishte, ahamasmi, I am. Okay, ahamasmi. So this continues. Yes. What she says, asuyakaya nrijave ayataya. Yeah, please read.
If a person dislikes me, or is crooked, or is devoid of self-control,
Namam bruyah viryavati yathasham.
then never give me unto such a person. By doing so, I will remain ex- extremely potent.
Hmm. So she is mentioning in this three types of people. First, okay, asuyakaya. Okay, this is the first. Okay. Second is unrijave. Okay, unrijave. Okay, each word we will discuss in the next slide. Okay, asuyaka. Okay, asukaya, unrijave, and ayataya. This is third. Okay, so translation here we can see the person who is who dislikes me. This is first. Second, who is unrijuve. Riju means simple. A Ariju means, or unrijuve is who is not simple, who is crooked. Ayata, ayata, yata, yata, like we say, na. So basically, it is some endeavor. Okay, yatana, or we say, uh, yeah, there are many words. So it's yata. It is basically means that who is doing endeavor. Ayata means what? Who is not doing endeavor, devoid of any endeavor. Okay, or devoid of sense control. Who is wasting time. Okay, and he is not studying me. So keep me away from these three category of people. Who is saying this? Vidya Devi is saying to the learned Brahmana. Okay, because he has attained the, the wisdom, the wisdom. So she is requesting him that don't hand me over to the people who have these three qualities. Okay, why? Nama bruya, nama bruya. Bruya means to speak. Don't speak, or don't, make me unconfidential, or don't expose me. To whom? These three people. By that, what will happen? Viryavati. Virya means to have strength. Ojas, tejas, like we say. Virya is to have strength, or here potency. Potent. Okay. Yathasham. Yathasham. So then Syam is that generally it's used for happening. Syat. Something happens. So by this, what will happen? I will remain Viryavati. Okay. So I by doing so, I will remain extremely potent. Okay, so this is a request of Vidya Devi to the learned Brahmana. So let's see one by one these three things. Okay, so first one, she is saying Asuyakaya. So why we are seeing this? We should try our best to not have these three tendencies in ourselves. So as devotees, we know that devotees are having 26 qualities, and whether they be a initial beginner of a devotee, they have that in small proportion. Somebody may be a perfected devotee, they may have that in full proportion. So we understand devotees have very good qualities, but there may be some tendencies like this because we are having so many materialistic background, so much that we may be having these conditionings. So we should try our best to overcome these tendencies. Okay, asuyakaya, the first, the person one who envies Vedic knowledge. Okay. So we cannot take help from anybody if we are envying them. That is very simple logic also, we can say, of the material world also. If we envy anybody, then we cannot have faith in anything they say, actually. Okay. And then we cannot take the help of them also. So similarly, Vidya Devi is saying that somebody who envies me, who thinks that I am better than the knowledge which is given in the Vedas itself, my intelligence is better than that, or because of that he is having some pride, and because of that he is having some envy, then don't give me to that person. Okay, one who envies Vedic knowledge. Okay. So what is the lesson from here? That we should not have any tendencies like this in us, and we should try our best to overcome any of the tendency like this. Okay, if we have anything like this, then we should try to overcome, and always understand that the Vedas are actually our most well-wishing friend. Okay, like that. Okay. Second, an rijave. As I said, riju is simple. An riju, an rijave is that who is crooked or who is not simple. Okay, in his mood and intentions. So there may be some people actually who may be learning these shastras and who might have learned shastras, but we can see they are actually engaging into useless debates sometimes. And although it is not an example, but Srila Jiva Goswami and Rupa Goswami, they showed it by the example that how this should not be done. So we know that how there were two incidents when somebody came to Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami to argue. Okay, and then they actually rejected the opportunity to argue, and then Jiva Goswami was shown that yes, actually your masters have lost. They have signed this Vijay Patrika. So Jiva Goswami, in order to defend their Siksha Guru's, status, he engaged into argument. Okay, but Srila Rupa Goswami, we know that to set an example, it was not that it was Jiva Goswami's mistake. Just this is a pastime, but just to set an example in the future that nobody should waste their time in debating such kind of people. Okay, so the simplicity is explained here that one should not have these kind of attitudes by learning Vedas or the scriptural knowledge or our books, that I will be able to debate with others and defeat them. Okay, that is not the mood to study. Okay, and then the intentions also. The intention should not be, as Srila Prabhupada many times said, one should not make up this study of Srimad Bhagavatam and other things as their own livelihood. Okay, by making money based on this. Okay, so that should not be the intention. Okay, of studying these books. Third is ayataya, one who is unwilling to put in the required effort and self control. So he is not putting the yatan we say in Hindi, yatan नहीं कर रहा है वो. मतलब वो endeavor नहीं कर रहा है. What is required to study the shastras. He is unwilling to put the required effort. Why? Because of loss of self control. The self control is not there, so he is not able to put the effort. So we should try our best that we give exclusive time to study Srila Prabhupada books, and we be serious about studying Srila Prabhupada books. Okay, and that way we can actually try to reciprocate with Srila Prabhupada's endeavors. Okay. So anybody has any question on what we discussed last 2-3 slides before we go to the next one? Nimai Rajendra Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanapram. Prabhuji, just now you were explaining the arrange way, the mood of we should not learn, anybody should not learn Shastras just unless to engage in unless useless debates. And can we take the example from the pastimes of Keshav Kashmiri? That he was,
Yeah. I did
he
not take
was
any names, but I explained the point basically. Yeah.
can we take the example of Keshav Kashmir, that he was also a learned, but he used to countlessly was used to engage himself in defeating and debating and
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
okay. Thank you, Guruji.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes we may take their names and they take their examples, but and we may see them down. But obviously, they became devoted later in association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and their disciples, obviously. But that again is the same thing, that we should just take the point for our application like that. Yes, that is the important thing. Yeah. So let's go to the next part, the third part, the method of studying Shastra. Okay, so till now what we have seen, the first thing we saw is that what is the necessity of studying Shastra. So we essentially saw that if we want to connect with Krishna, then we have to study the Shastra. And why Shastra is very important? Because it's the personification of Krishna himself, he's saying. So these 2 points we saw, and then we saw what is the mood. We saw the pastime of South Indian Brahmana with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and also we saw Vidya Devi's conversation with the learned Brahmana. Okay, till now we have seen this. Now we are going to learn the method. That what is the method that Srila Prabhupada actually put it in his books. Okay, which we fail to see, and we keep saying, अरे प्रभुपाद तो एक ही चीज बोल रहे सब जगह, भगवत गीता, भागवतम, चैतन्य चरितामृत, सब जगह एक ही चीज बोल रहे हैं, यू आर नॉट द बॉडी यू आर सोल, यू आर नॉट द बॉडी यू आर सोल. It is not limited to that. It's our misunderstanding of Srila Prabhupada's purports and Srila Prabhupada's books that we speak like this. Okay, so we will see how, what is the actually traditional method of studying Shastra, and how Srila Prabhupada actually imbibed it into the literatures or his books and made it applicable to the modern world. Okay, it's very unique contribution that Srila Prabhupada has done. That he could take all the previous acharyas commentaries. He took the translations from Jiva Goswami, word to word meaning from Jiva Goswami actually, and then translations from Vishwanath Chakra Thakur and purports from all acharyas, and then included his own purports for the current time, place, and circumstance. So nobody in the history had done like that, and what Srila Prabhupada did. Okay, so that's, so let's see how Prabhupada, what is the traditional method, and then also see how Prabhupada actually could do it in the modern way, so that it's relevant for the modern people. Okay, so here is a comment from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay, this is by Jiva Goswami. So if anybody is there who is we can say the most learned person in our Gaudiya Sampradaya is Jiva Goswami. And if he is speaking something, then we should really take it very seriously. Okay, so many times actually we hear people actually, okay, let me ask all of you. Okay, so when we say of faith, so what do we generally intend to say? What should we have? What do we mean by faith? Faith in what? Obviously, I already showed the slide, but you can just say what is the common understanding you have come across or you hear. What is faith into what? In
Yeah.
bhakti, what is faith in what? Yeah.
I heard the Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra is the real faith. Otherwise, whatever else is our emotional attachment.
Yes. Very good. Yes. Yeah. Anybody else? What you have heard or you had previous understanding like that? Faith into what? Faith, we say we should have faith, but faith in what? Okay, nobody's speaking.
Faith in word, Guruji.
Guru, yes, very good. Yes. Same, similar. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, yes.
Faith in Guru's words. His words.
Guru?
His words.
His words.
Guru's words. His words.
Words, yes. Thank you. Yes. Guru's words, yes. Anything else you hear? Faith in what?
Whatever we are studying in Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, everything, we should have faith.
Yes. Yeah. Some more examples I will give. All are like coming to the what I'm going to speak in future in this slide. I will tell something out of this. Like we should have faith in holy name. Some people will say, correct. And we also understand that you should have. Or some people say that we should have faith in okay, something similar items like that we can say. Okay. So one can always ask that, okay, somebody suppose gives an argument that what is the need of studying so much Shastra you are saying. Okay, what is the need? Holy name is everything. What is the Yuga Dharma? Same thing, na? Harinam Sankirtan. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. And he himself gave only 8 shlokas. Maximum you study that much. Apart from that, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did by his example, he just actually chanted the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and gave Krishna Prema to everyone. Correct. And that's what we also will do. So now all of you are saying that we should have faith in Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Somebody says that, okay, just we'll chant the holy name. What is the need of having faith? So what would you say? Just chant the holy name and then we'll go back to what it. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told.
Actually, simply by chanting the holy name, one can become like, sentimental or sahajiya without any base of the scriptures.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good point. Okay. Yes. Yes, Deepali Mataji, Narayan Prabhu. Yeah. You want to
So
share?
without faith, we cannot chant only with
It,
proper attitude.
yes, very good. Without proper attitude. Okay. So where do we get that attitude from? Where we will learn about the attitude?
Mainly through philosophy.
Yes, through scriptures, as you are saying, or by hearing from gurus and sadhus. Correct. Good. Anybody else would like to say? What is the fault in this argument that yes, we will just chant the holy name and go back to Godhead?
Yes, Prabhuji. If someone argues with us, we can't. We may get diverted from our this faith. That holy name is everything. If someone gives a argument against this chanting, then we can't defend our.
Ah, okay. I now understood what you're saying. Yeah. So basically, you are mentioning that okay, we cannot defend our own faith. That why we should have faith in holy name.
Yeah.
Faith in holy name is good, correct, and that is Yoga Dharma. But why we should have faith in holy name? From where do we learn? Yes, very good point. Yes. Okay. And somebody else said that we should have faith in the words of Guru. Yes, I think Prem Latika Mataji, right? Yes, Mataji. Yeah. So where is the Guru's words coming from? Like from where does the Guru learn from? What is the source of his learning?
From parampara, from shastras. But
Yes.
why I emphasize that point, because in
Hmm.
our in we I'm talking about myself, not about others. That we in our immature state of
Hmm.
Krishna consciousness, we are not having that consciousness of what is good, what is bad. But
Correct.
if we have the faith in Guru, and if Guru predicts something or he instructs us something, then that shapes up our Krishna conscious life very nicely, Prabhuji.
Yes. Thank you. Actually, this point will come ahead, but you have brought it out now, so I will just put one or two points about it. Very important point. Actually, what Mataji is saying is that surely Shastra has everything, and it is the source what the Guru is also speaking from. But we should also learn the Shastra with the guidance of Guru and Sadhus and our acharyas like Srila Prabhupada. Okay, we cannot ourselves jump to the Shastra and try to understand, because many times we don't know the language of the Shastra itself, like it may be written in Sanskrit or Bengali for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, right? So we may not know the language, so we are dependent on our gurus and sadhus and Srila Prabhupada. And then second thing is we don't have that acumen to judge what is good for us at our stage, because there are so many things in Shastra from very foundation to very highest. So what is good at our stage, that actually will be told by our gurus and sadhus. So we will see the Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, all three in conjunction. We have to go ahead. So as of now, let's first see what is the method of studying Shastra. And the faith actually is called actual faith when it is rooted in Shastra. Okay. Because Shastra itself is saying that we should go to a Guru. Tasmad, we have two, three quotes are there. Okay. So we can say that many quotes in the Upanishads, in Shrimad Bhagavatam, and in Bhagavad Gita also, which say that we should go and surrender to a guru. Okay, Adav Guru Padashraya, that is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, first limb of the Bhakti. The Shastra says. Okay, the first thing you should do is Guru Padashraya, attain the shelter of a bona fide guru. Okay. Tatra dikshadi shikshanam, like that. So you should accept diksha and also siksha from the guru. Okay, then it goes on saying that how one should serve sadhu vartman vartanam, one should follow the path that previous sadhus have established, like that. So these are the first 3, 4, 5 limbs. It goes on. But first is what? Ado Guru Padashraya. Ado means in the beginning. Like we say Ado Shraddha. First one should have faith. Similarly, Ado Guru Padashraya. One should have First, Guru Padashraya, shelter of Guru. Okay, it's not necessary that one is formally initiated, but one should have accepted at least the shelter of a particular Guru and must be learning from them, at least in the Siksha sense. So here Jiva Goswami is saying that what is faith actually? Faith is actually in Shastra, from where actually all other things emanate. Whether you say the faith in Guru comes from Shastra, and faith in Bhagavan also comes from Shastra. Because if Bhagavan rejects Shastra, then we don't accept that Bhagavan. Which is that example? That is Lord Buddha. Okay, even though we have, even our Vaishnava calendar, we have Buddha Jayanti, but we don't have the custom of fasting on that day. Okay, we don't give that level of, same following we don't have as the other incarnations, appearance and disappearance days. Okay. Why? Because when Buddha himself came, he rejected the Shastras, even though he is Krishna himself coming in another form. But the Shastra is the root. And when Shastra somebody is rejecting, then we don't accept that person. Okay. So let's see what Jiva Goswami is saying here. Shastrartha Vishwasha eva Shraddha iti labdhe. Shraddha tartamyena Shraddhavatam tartamyam. So what he is saying? Shraddha Vishwas eva. Okay. Sorry. Shraddha is what? Vishwas. In what? Shastra Artha. Okay. Shraddha is defined as Vishwas in Shastra Artha, in the meanings of Shastra. Okay. This is the definition of faith that Jiva Goswami is giving. Faith in Shastra is actual called Shraddha. Okay. And once this fact is established, iti labdhe, once having attained this, established this, what? Shraddha tartamyena. Tartamya means like a ladder is there. It has levels, different gradations. That is the meaning of tartamya. Shraddha tartamya. By having different gradations, what he is saying, we understand that the degree of advancement of a devotee is according to the degree of faith in Shastra. Okay, Shraddha Tartamyena Shraddhavatam Tartamyam. The gradation of the devotee is decided by the gradation of their faith. That is the literal translation. Shraddha Tartamyena Shraddhavatam Tartamyam. Shraddhavatam is one who is a holder of faith. Okay, by the degree of faith, it is decided by that what level of devotee he is. So in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, actually, Rupa Goswami is giving three categories. We will see when we study Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari by the gradations of faith in Shastra. Dridha Shraddha, that will be told for Uttamadhikari. Okay, and also very good in explaining that Shastra, that is Uttamadhikari. Then Madhyamadhikari also has Dridha Shraddha, but he is not able to explain the Shastra very properly. And Kanishtadhikari, he is Komal Shraddha. He has very, very feeble faith in the Shastra. That will be described later. Okay. Pratibhu, I'll come to your question after completing this section. Okay. So we should ensure that 5 functions have been performed while studying. So this is according to the tradition. It is mentioned in the Parashar Puran that what are the 5 functions which must be happening as we study every verse of Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, anything. Okay, and we will see also how Srila Prabhupada actually imbibed this in his purports and books. First is what? Pada Cheda. Cheda means to cut. Okay, Pada. Pada means one, like we have Bhagavad Gita 4 padas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dharma Chetre, Kuruchetre. Like that is first pada. Okay, so like that 4 padas are there in each shloka. So Pada Cheda. Okay, and it will also mean that the going into word to word meaning. Okay, word to word meaning. So next slide I will give the translation, literal translation, what of each one. Now we will just see what are the 5 elements or what 5 functions. Padacheda is first. That is word to word meaning. Okay, Padacheda. Second is Pada Artha Ukti. Padarthokti, it is said. Pada Artha, the meaning of that each term in it. First is dividing them. Second one is giving the meaning to them, word to word meaning. Okay, so first 2 are done by Srila Prabhupada in the word to word synonyms itself. Third function is what? Vigraho, to explain the meaning of some difficult terms, like we have in Bhagavad Gita, Paryaptam, Aparyaptam. Okay, first chapter, I think 10th verse it is, yeah. Paryaptam and Aparyaptam. These 2 words, they have very specific meaning. That is explained by Srila Prabhupada based on the Acharyas, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Vishwanath Chakra Thakur. So how they are explaining different ways. That is Vigraha. And another one meaning can be Vigraha is Sandhi Vichhed. Big words are there. That is divided into two. Like Dharma Kshetra is one word. Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. Okay, Dharma Kshetra is one word. Dharma plus Kshetra becomes Dharma Kshetra. So making it divided. That is called Vigraha, Sandhi Vicheda. And Vakya Yojana is fourth one. Making a legible translation of the shloka. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada has also given that. Okay. Third, also he has explained difficult terms, like you will see in the purports. Many times you will see that this word is very, very important in the shloka. Okay. And then he will explain that word. Okay. He will say. And then fourth one is Vakya Yojana, making a legible translation. Okay. And fifth one, Akshepasya Samadhanam. This is fifth. Okay. What is the meaning of Akshep? Akshepa is doubt. Samadhan means to resolve. To resolve the doubt of people. So how does Srila Prabhupada resolve the doubt of the people in his books? So Srila Prabhupada is not present as live in conversation. So how will Srila Prabhupada be doing this? Can anybody guess from his books? How is he doing the removal of the doubts?
And so is Bhaktivedanta
Yeah.
purports.
Yeah, Bhaktivedanta purports only. How is doing it? I'm asking. He is not available for a conversation, right? Now we cannot write a letter to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, you have written
By
this.
giving analogies, Prabhu.
Okay,
By
good
giving
guess.
analogies.
Yes, analogy. Yeah. Anything else you are saying, Mataji?
Also through his disciples.
Okay, good guess. Okay, I'm asking directly from the book. We are discussing the method of studying Shastra. From the book, I'm asking directly. Yes. Anybody else want to share? How Prabhupada is removing doubts?
On the back side of book, meaning is given.
By
Back side of
references
the
to
book?
other such
Like Bhagavad Gita, all the words meanings are.
Okay, one devotee can speak. Yeah, maybe Sarveshwari. What is Mataji's name?
Sarveshwari
Sarveshwari
Radhika.
Radhika Mataji. Yes. Please, you can speak first.
Many words meanings are given on the back side of Bhagavad Gita.
Okay, that is there in Vigraho. That explaining the meanings. Okay, Daramai Deviki Mataji.
Prabhuji, by giving the references to other shastras also, like mentioning other Upanishads and commentaries of other acharyas.
That is there in Vigraho. That explaining the difficult things, that is there. Yes. And here, okay, some more devotee want to share before that. Yeah, you can feel free to speak. Okay, these are all, you must be knowing each other, so don't feel anything shy. Okay, so you can always speak whatever is there, and you can guess what answers you have. Anybody else want to share how Prabhupada is resolving the doubts?
Question answers. Many books are there of question answers which disciples have asked Prabhupada.
Okay, we are speaking specifically of books, Mataji, not lectures. Books. Yes, Deepali Mataji.
Prabhuji, Prabhupada's most purports are like based on time, place, and circumstances, so that are easy
Okay,
to.
yes. Yeah, that is also good. Actually, yeah, partially correct, actually. Yeah, so, okay, here, those things which I understand the way he is resolving and what I have heard from one or two senior devotees is that many times when you read Prabhupada books, you will see Prabhupada will write, a doubt may arise in the mind of the readers, like that Prabhupada will write. Okay, you must have observed. Many places in the books he will write actually. And many times actually we have that question. And we are, as we read the translation of the shloka, we have that question in our mind that, oh, this is not correct what is being told in the shloka. It should be like this maybe. And then we will see that when we are reading the purport, Prabhupada is actually addressing that very question. So all the questions which are genuine are actually answered by Srila Prabhupada already in his purports. So we are not talking about his lectures, we are not talking about his conversations, his morning walk, nothing. In the book only I am telling. Prabhupada is doing akshepasya samadhanam by saying that a doubt may arise in somebody's mind, or he will also say that the scientists may say like this, but actually the Vedas are declaring like this. Okay. So like that he will do akshepasya samadhanam. So all these 5 functions are performed in Srila Prabhupada's book, except the summary study kind of things, where like Nectar of Devotion, TLC is not actually summary study, but just first 7 chapters of Chaitanya Charitamrita summarized. Or we have Krishna book, that summary study of 10th canto. So except those exceptional books where Prabhupada has taken the liberty, and one time Prabhupada was asked that what is the meaning of summary study. Prabhupada told, summary study means I can write whatever I want. So Prabhupada told like that, but what he means actually is I can put the previous Acharya's explanation in the way I want. Not that he will write something on his own. He is saying that I can write in a way I want. So that's what he means. So basically, except those exceptional cases, we have all the books performing these 5 functions: Padacheda, synonyms, and then synonyms is actually Padarthokti, but dividing the words, then giving the word meaning, and then Vigraha, that is explaining difficult terms, and then Vakya Yojana, then making a legible translation of each verse. And then 5th is Akshepasya Samadhanam, resolving our doubt. So how many of you agree that yes, Srila Prabhupada is doing actually all of this in his book? Yes, everybody is raising hand. Yes, thank you. Hare Krishna. So yes, so actually it's not that Srila Prabhupada has not done something. Srila Prabhupada has done many things. It's only that we have to get the understanding right of what he has done. Okay. Then we will be able to appreciate Prabhupada books itself. Okay, that how Prabhupada actually is saying that these are the books for 10,000 years, next 10,000 years. Why he is saying it? Okay, and when you study previous Acharya's commentaries, we will see that, oh, actually Prabhupada has put the same thing in his own words relevant to the modern context of time, place, and circumstance. So that is the geniusness of Srila Prabhupada actually. Okay, that's right. So let's go ahead to the translation of this verse. A Vyakhyana, complete explanation of any Shastra, consists of the 5 aspects. So first one is Padacheda, breaking down the original text into individual terms, word to word. Okay. Dharma Kshetre, divided as Dharma Kshetre, Kuru Kshetre, like that. Padarthokti, synonyms. Prabhupada has done that, explaining the meanings of each and every term. Vigraha, explaining the grammatical breakdown of difficult terms, like I gave the example Paryaptam, Aparyaptam, and many other terms. Prabhupada will say this word is very important in this shloka, and then he will explain. Vakya Yojana, forming a meaningful or a legible translation sentence by showing the connections between the various terms. This is also theoretically known as Anvaya. Okay, so in our all the shlokas which we are going to study of Bhagavad Gita, we will be doing this Anvaya. Okay, that there will be a English term like here. Okay, that example will come, I will show. And there will be English term, and then in the brackets we'll have the Sanskrit term to which it is giving the translation of. Okay, that is Anvaya. So Anvaya has 2 ways to put. One is that Sanskrit shloka is there. Okay, like here you see. Yes, see, this shloka I described right in a particular way. Okay, Ved eva pramanam. Ved are only the references. For whom? Asmakam, for us. For what? Vastu vividishtam. Vidishtam. For knowing the Vastu, that is Krishna. Why? What are the qualities of such Veda? 4 qualities I mentioned. So I can make a statement in Sanskrit now. In the same, in the same shloka, from the same shloka in Sanskrit. Okay, Veda eva pramanam vastu vividishtam. We can say Veda eva pramanam asmakam vastu vividishtam, and then these 4 adjectives we can say in that. So that is called Anvaya. Okay, putting the whole shloka's words in a fashion that it can form a legible sentence, and then translating into English like that. Okay, that is called Anvaya. And now 5th one is Akshepasya Samadhanam. Okay, the resolution of various doubts through commentaries, purports, or by direct explanation of the Guru. Okay, that explanation will be given by our Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, and then we can ask them also questions. That is specifically speaking of the books, commentaries, and purports. Okay, okay. Okay, one more slide. Okay, then we'll take questions. So when will we understand the Shastra completely? Now we understood the mood, we understood the method, we understood the necessity also first. But when will we understand the Shastra? So there is a reference in second canto which says that Brahmaji studied the Vedas how many times? Does anyone know? Must have heard sometime. How many times did Brahmaji study the Vedas? To understand it. Obviously, the Vedas were given by Krishna in the very seed form, then he expanded on it, but he had to read it to understand it. How many times did he study? Oh, nobody has heard? Okay, 3 times. Okay, I will try to get that shloka. He studied 3 times. Okay, so still he says that I have not completely understood it. And last time, as we were describing the glories of Bhagavad Gita, we were saying how the glories of Bhagavad Gita are unlimited. Does anyone remember that shloka, how it starts? The glories of Bhagavad Gita, we were describing how they are unlimited and somebody is trying to glorify with their unlimited mouths. But still they have not completed that glorification, and Krishna has just done that in one mouth. Nobody remembers? Yes. Yes, Mataji. Please tell the shloka. You remember? Okay. No problem. Yes. First line you said, Sesha Ashesha Mukha Vyakhya. Okay. Chaturim Ekavaktravot Uchyate. Like that something. First line. Ekavaktram tu Uchyate. From one mouth, Krishna has spoken that whole thing. Okay. So that Paramananda Krishna, Sachidananda Krishna, I offer my respects. Okay. That is the Sridhar Swami's prayer to Bhagavad Gita before starting commentary. Similarly, here we are discussing that how actually Vedas are actually unlimited and nobody can understand it fully. But one can make an attempt to understand the Vedas. Okay. And in that attempt, Brahmaji studied the Vedas 3 times. Okay. So let me see if I'm able to get the shloka. Trin aniviksha muni, like that it comes. Okay, maybe sometime later I will show. Okay, so here now what we are showing is that how much and when we can understand of the Shastra. So here is a shloka from, this is a Neelkantha's commentary on Mahabharat, Udyog Parva 44.16. Kalena padam labhate tatrartham tatascha padam guru yogatascha utsaha yogena cha padam riche chastrena padam cha tato abhiyati. Yes, please read the translation. Pratik bro, you can read.
Translation: The sincere student attain a quarter of the meaning of the Vedas by passage of time, a quarter by studying with the Guru, a quarter by his own
Staying with Guru.
staying with the Guru, a quarter by his own enthusiasm, and a quarter by mutual discussion of Shastra with other students.
Yeah, so just like a shloka has 4 padas, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 padas are there in a shloka. So a pada means 1/4. Okay, pada is 1/4. Okay, a loose translation we can say 1/4 of anything is called pada. Like we say tripad vibhuti, ek pad vibhuti. You heard that? Tripad means 3/4. That is spiritual world. Ek pad vibhuti is 1/4. That is material world. Correct. Similarly here pada. Kalena padam labhate tatra artham. Tatra artham. Yeah. So a sincere student. Who is a sincere student? The 3 qualities we mentioned earlier. Yeah. So he will do labhate. He will attain. Tathartham. Okay. The meaning. So how? First he is saying tatascha padam guru yogatascha. First he is saying, sorry, kalena. Kalena padam. 1/4 will attain in the passage of time. Okay, how much ever we may study, but the realizations will come only in due time and the maturity will be gained in time. Okay, when different events take place in our life, then the Shastras they consolidate and then they become realizations. and when we do the services, we can realize the knowledge. Okay, so first is Kalena. Okay, second one is Tatascha Padam Guru Yogatascha. Then second one fourth is by Guru Yoga, means by association of a guru. Okay, so the translation here is staying with the guru. It can be association of a guru through Vani or Vapu. Okay, second. And then Utsaha Yogena, by the association of enthusiasm. Padam Riche, the next one fourth will be gained by Utsaha Yogena. Okay, by the enthusiasm of the student. Like we saw the quality earlier, that ayataya, those who are not ready to put the required endeavor. Okay, opposite of that is Utsaha Yogena, who are ready to put required endeavor. And then fourth pada cha shastrena cha tato abhiyati. Okay, so fourth is by mutual discussion of shastrena with other students, like what we are doing now. Okay, we are doing a mutual discussion. Okay, so by these four pada, one can get the complete knowledge of the shastra. So one, as we say, one cannot just barge into the spiritual world or the spiritual dimensions or the spiritual learning or realizations, but it has to be given to us. So when we approach Shrimad Bhagavatam, we are approaching with that humble mood of learning. Okay, that we can, and that's why in the beginning of Shrimad Bhagavatam we do the prayers. The very and beginning of any class we do the prayers. That's why, so that we can be in that mood of prayerful mood actually to attain the knowledge. Okay, in the parampara, by their mercy we can attain the knowledge and realizations. Okay, so these are the methods and the mood, and as well as the necessity of studying Shastra, and when we can actually expect that we can get the complete knowledge or understanding and realization of the Shastra. So please understand that these are the very different levels. First we can read something, we can know about it, but to understand is another level, that is second level. Okay, we can know, then we can understand next level, and then third level can be when we can realize. Okay, so when we speak to others, actually we are more attentive to what we have learned, and then we can actually put it in our application and realize it. Okay, so any questions on this section anybody has, we can take now.
Prabhuji, I had one question. So you
Yes.
explained that we must have faith in Shastra, but Prabhuji, when we say Shastra, so for us, what will be the because we have this whole Vedic books, so many of them. So for us, what is the Shastra?
Yeah, that is the next part of the presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, that what is for us. Okay. Actually, in short, the answer is the Shastras which are commented by our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas are the main stay for us. Okay, like we have very essential books which are taken up by Srila Prabhupada himself, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Basic books are there, like obviously all of you must be knowing about the sequence of reading the Srila Prabhupada books. Okay, small books are there, medium books are there, then there are bigger books, and there are maha big books. So we have that sequence. We can do Bhagavad Gita are is very essential, and Bhakti Shastri, all four books basically foundational, and then we have Srimad Bhagavatam in the next course, Bhakti Vaibhav, then Chaitanya Charitamrit is there, and these books which Srila Prabhupada has actually taken up for translating. Okay, these are main thing. Any other questions?
Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Prabhuji, while explaining, you told us that we don't accept even the Lord if he rejects Vedas, like
Correct.
Buddha.
Right.
So, what should be our attitude when Buddha is discussed or something? Should we totally reject him because he is mentioned in the Shastras, like Srimad Bhagavatam, list of incarnations are there. So, and Prabhupada is also saying that we only refer to those incarnations which are there in the Shastras, and we take him as Lord. So, what should be our attitude towards Lord Buddha? Like, should we totally reject him, or how to?
Yeah, so we should have the same attitude that Srila Prabhupada told us to have he told many places purpose he has explained actually, and the references which you told from Bhagavatam and other places, Prabhupada himself explains there that how he came for a purpose which was like a temporary, tatkalik kind of thing, temporary thing. What was the point that everybody was trying to externally follow the Vedic rituals and killing many animals. So he came for a tatkalik thing or a temporary thing to bring back the other part, like ahimsa part, that wow, one should not be killing. And then later, as the whole pastime, we can say it goes on. Shankaracharya came, and then other Vaishnavacharyas like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. The whole thing was arranged. It is not by chance it all happened. Okay, so Buddha came by his purpose, with his purpose. The purpose we have to understand why he came and for what he came. Then we respect him, but we don't follow him. Why? Because Srila Prabhupada told us to do like that. Okay, we respect him as an incarnation, and it's mentioned as you told also many places, and Laghu Bhagavatamrit also it's explained in detail. But we don't follow his instructions because later the incarnations came or the acharyas came, they gave the higher principles. So in that way we understand. Is it okay, Mataji? Yeah, okay. Yes, Deepali Mataji.
Prabhuji, I have a question regarding Shastra studies. Men's mostly currently means in Grihastha ashram, like men has to do their duties. So they cannot all time do the Shastra learning. But for women, we have a chance to do that. But as per the society's point of view, what about society? But our parents itself, they feel like what is the outcome of this? Then they keep telling us that what we are not able to show them what is the output at current state, but that is satisfying for us and we know what we are doing. But at the same time, we have that what is the use of education what we did till now.
Previous
So
education.
previous
Material
education.
Okay, okay.
Whoever will come and they will ask what is the use of your education investment that if you are doing this now. So this question I have always in my mind.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I will give a short answer now, and then maybe we can discuss after the class later, because it requires to understand the circumstances you are in, the conception of your parents, and many other factors, which actually you should discuss with your counselor or superior who is guiding you. But in short, in principle, I will try to tell is that see, we should be very, very respectful towards our parents, and also we should be understanding their feelings by going into their shoes, because they may not be devotees and they may not have gone through all the training and all the shastras which bhakti perspective we understand. So we may see the world from different perspective actually, but they may see it completely differently because they don't have the same learning and same training. So we should be very, very kind and genuinely trying to understand what they are feeling and what are their needs. So their needs have to be always taken care, and there should not be any time that they have a need of something but we are not able to fulfill, if it is not going too much against our bhakti. That is very foundational principle, I would say. And then based on that, then we can do any particular interaction or any particular incident is there, how to deal with. So we can say that, as you mentioned, that very particular thing, that they are not able to understand why we are doing what we are trying to do. Correct. Especially in the terms of bhakti. Just 1 minute. I'm getting one call. Yeah. So as I was saying, that in this very particular incident, like we may have understanding of Shastra, when we learn, then we will grow in our spiritual life, connect with Krishna, establish a relationship with Krishna, but they may not be in the same, you say, perspective, or they may not have the same, understanding about the whole thing. So what I would say is that first of all, we should try to give them favorable impressions of bhakti, or try to give them the items of bhakti which they like. They may like prasad, they may like some kirtan, or they may like some experience darshan, some experience of bhakti which they can appreciate from their own material perspective if they are not devotees. Okay, yes, This is good, this is very good in ISKCON, and we should be having very good behavior also with them. So they should be starting to appreciate us as devotees, and also they should be able to appreciate the items of bhakti. That is our first responsibility. When they get that, as we know, we have learned and we have discussed many times, by gaining that impression, favorable impression, gaining that sukriti, means good impressions about bhakti, they will themselves start having that faith in bhakti and start having the, you know, desire to practice the elements of bhakti. They will start having when we give them good experience. So that is our responsibility, that they may not be attracted towards bhakti, but we should deal in a way that they feel good about the elements of bhakti and about us, we being devotees. Okay, so we should not force them and we should not judge them. We should not push them that, Array, you are never doing chanting and you are stopping me also. Those attitudes should not be there. So more details actually you should discuss with your superior, or we can discuss after class. Okay, so these are very basic things which we can do, and try to at least have, like, one very good example I can say, Srila Prabhupada's one of the disciples, I don't remember the name. Not Giriraj Maharaj. I don't know. Yeah. So, but what happened is, Brahmanand Prabhu. Yes, correct. So when he came to take initiation, he got initiated. Then his mother, I think, she was very upset. And then actually, Prabhupada told, you should go and touch the feet of your mother. And he came to offer obeisances to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada told, you should also go and touch the feet of your mother. And whenever he would meet his mother, he would be like doing a sashtang pranam. Once she opened the door and she saw nobody is there, and then she saw below that, oh, this my son is paying me obeisances. So they should be felt very respected, dealt very nicely, very and we should also have very genuinely prayerful attitude towards them, that may they get Krishna bhakti. All that things, when we do basic things, when we do nice, then the particular incidents, even though there may be some disagreements, but if foundational things we are doing right, then they can actually grow in bhakti, and they can come uh, towards Krishna closer. That is what I understand from studying whatever Shastra I did. So more details actually per incident, what actually should be done, can be guided by the superiors who know you more. Okay, or counselors, that I would suggest. Okay, I hope satisfies to some extent. Yeah, thank you. Okay, Mahavan Govind Prabhuji, yeah. You have any question?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
As the Prabhupada have said that scripture should not be used for livelihood, but at the same time, like there are controversies. Prabhupada also have said we should have Ajagamurti. So at the same time, we can see in today's like ISKCON, there may be some grahasas also
Hmm.
uh, who give like Bhagavad Saptas.
Hmm.
So how to understand,
Yeah.
like in previously, like kings were maintained the Brahmins, like Brahmins will be going to the kings and they may beg on and he may offer something. But today there are no such facilities. So even for devotees, we work outside. Anyway, this is different. But my
Yeah,
question is
understood the
specific,
first
like,
part. Yeah, understood the first part.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, that is what the principle is. We should not try to earn money by speaking Bhagavatam. So in ISKCON, if some devotee are doing that, we have to check whether they are doing it for money, and we should not judge them, anybody, because we don't know their circumstances which they are in, and what actually they are doing with that money. We are not aware. So basically, it's not good that we judge anybody until unless they are being taken care by us. If we are the in charges for their spiritual life, we can get into the thing and then discuss with them what is happening and tell them the principle. Others, we don't have to judge. That is what I think. And we can apply these things what we learn in our life. That is best. But in principle, that should not be done. Okay. Is it okay, Proji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So I just answered it very short because there is some more thing to be covered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's why. Yeah. So yeah, as all of you already were mentioning, that we should actually learn the Shastras as per the Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. And there are many incidents when Srila Prabhupada actually told this importance of this tripod of Guru Sadhu Shastra. And those who are attending from my previous batch, they may be already aware that I emphasize this a lot, that how this tripod is actually very important for us to learn and also follow it in our study. Okay. So here we have the tripod of Guru, and we have the sadhu, and Shastra is here. Okay. So in the coming slides, we will see how Shastra is actually the highest principle which is there in the life of any devotee, and it is the, you can say, the root of everything. And from Shastra, Guru also learns, the sadhus also learn, and from them, all three, we also learn. A devotee also learns from all. So as Narottam Das Thakur has said that Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, all these three have to be taken into conjunction. Okay. Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, Vakya, Tinete Kariya, Aikya. Okay. Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, Vakya. All these three have to be done Aikya in one line. They should come in one line. Okay. Obviously, here it's a triangle. But generally, what he is saying is we have the Shastra from where the sadhus also learn, and from the previous Acharya sadhus, we have the current Guru, Srila Prabhupada also, and then his disciples also, and then the knowledge comes to us from them. Okay. So this is the hierarchy. Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, Vakya, Tinata, Kariya, Aikya, and Shastra is the topmost. Okay. It is directly coming from Krishna. It is eternal. Okay. And as per the understanding given by the sadhus and gurus, like for us, the most preeminent Sikshacharya is Srila Prabhupada. That is what you must have learned in IDC also. Correct. So like that, we should learn in this way. Shastra, if we go directly, we will be confused many times. Or if we just read the translations, we will not understand it completely. What the whole book is trying to say if we just read the translation. So Srila Prabhupada purports are there, and previous Acharya's commentaries are there to understand that what this shloka is meaning actually, and how it should be applied in our life as a Gaudiya Vaishnava. So that way we can understand. So now let us see few quotes from Srila Prabhupada, that how he is emphasizing and defining actually each term. Sometimes we don't know what is the definition of each term. Guru means, okay, we may understand Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, but what it means in its function, Sadhu, and similarly Shastra. Okay. So yes, Pratik Prabhu, if you could read.
Yes, Vajay. One has to study according to Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. One has to test all spiritual matters according to the instructions of saintly persons, scriptures, and the spiritual master, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru. The spiritual master is one who follows the instruction of his predecessors, namely the sadhus or saintly persons. A bona fide spiritual master does not mention anything not mentioned in the authorized scriptures. Ordinary people have to follow the instruction of sadhu, shastra, and guru. Those statements made in the Shastras and those made by bona fide sadhu or guru cannot differ from one another.
Yeah, read the last part. Okay, I'll read. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.16.1 purport. Okay, this is 4th canto, 16th chapter. Srila Prabhupada is mentioning this in his purport. Very, very succinct, very, very eloquent, and very, very basic. Okay, what Srila Prabhupada is telling here. Okay, all the three terms he has brought into one paragraph and then defined them and made them also relevant to each other, how they are connected to each other. Everything he has done in this one very small paragraph. This is the essence of a whole thing which is going to come ahead. So he is saying one has to test. Our job and our business is not to test anybody and everybody. That is not the purpose of studying the scriptures. But what Srila Prabhupada is doing, there should be one basic foundational test which should be there. Like before we accept a guru, there is a, those who have done IDC course, there is a time period at least given of 1 year, okay, to associate with the guru. Okay, and similarly the guru also sees the disciple if he is qualified, and the disciple also sees that the qualities which are there in the guru, is it according to the mentioned things in the shastra or not, and then he accepts him as a guru. Okay, and there are many other things which he described in that course, but I'm just saying a basic thing. Okay, so he is saying, so our purpose is not to keep testing our guru and sadhus. No, but before accepting somebody as bona fide, we have to test. And once we accept them as bona fide, then we should never test. Okay, and that test should be based on Shastra initially. Okay, that is what the principle is. I'm just trying to explain this word test, because otherwise we may feel a different understanding of the word. Okay, that's why I clarified here. One has to test all spiritual matters according to the instructions of saintly persons, scriptures, and spiritual masters, sadhu, shastra, guru. Okay, so in our life, whatever we may do, that has to be tested according to these three things. Okay, and if there is anything which is outside this, that may not be very relevant. Okay, the spiritual master, that is guru, is one who follows the instructions of his predecessors, that is sadhus. So guru is one who follows the instruction of the predecessors, that is previous acharyas, namely the sadhus or saintly persons. Okay, this is one, we can say, the definition of guru itself Srila Prabhupada is giving. And now one more will come ahead. A bona fide spiritual master does not mention anything not mentioned in the authorized scriptures. So this is the second part of the definition. Okay, first part, he follows the sadhus. So you see the previous slide what I told. The guru, he follows what? He follows the sadhus. And is he not following shastra? He is following shastra also. He is in direct touch with shastra, as well as he is in direct touch with the sadhus, as well as he is in touch with shastra that comes through the sadhus. Okay, so understand this. This is very, very important. He is directly in touch with Shastra. He is also in touch with Sadhu. He is also in touch with the Shastra coming through the Sadhu. Okay, like current gurus, they understand the Shastra that comes from the Srila Prabhupada's books or his letters or his lectures, anything. So you understand this whole hierarchy is that way. Okay, it's not that he is not in touch with Shastra directly. He reads the Shastra himself also. He understands the Shastra as explained by previous acharyas, like that. Okay, that's what is told here. Ordinary people have to follow the instructions of Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. Those statements made in the Shastra and those made by bona fide Sadhu or Guru cannot differ from one another. So that's why I told earlier, right? Tinete kariye aikya. That was what Narottam Das Thakur said, that all these three should be having ek vakyata. It is called in Sanskrit. Ek vakyata means one-centeredness, literal translation. Means they should all fall in the same line. Okay. There can be differences in the opinions of the previous acharya. We'll come to that later. Srila Prabhupada writes in one letter that there is no reason why the acharyas cannot differ from each other. But there are 10 principles on which they will never differ. That 10 principles will always be intact. Okay. How much ever they may differ into their opinions. But these 10 things will always be having ek vakyata. We will come to see that maybe tomorrow. Okay. This is from the first quote about Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Okay. Defining specifically Guru here, and specific definitions will come ahead, but just few quotes. Yes, please read this, Prabhuji.
Yes. Study according to Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Sadhu, Shastra, Guru Vakya, Tinete Kariye Aikya. Spiritual realization can be perfected by the three parallel processes. Sadhu, Sadhu means saintly person who are realized souls, sadhu. And Shastra means scriptures, authoritative scriptures, Vedic scriptures, Shastra. Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru, a spiritual master, three parallel lines. And if you place your car or vehicle on this three parallel line, your car will go directly to Krishna. Tinete kariye aikya. Just like in the railway line, you see two parallel lines. If you are in order, the railway carriages are carried very smoothly to the destination. Here also, there are three parallel lines: Sadhu, Shastra, Guru. Saintly person, association of saintly person, acceptance of bona fide spiritual master, and faith in the scriptures. That's all. Then your carriage will be going nicely without any disturbance. Srila Prabhupada lecture 10/18/68 is titled.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Yes, so here we can see the principle of all three running parallelly to each other, as well as a devotee who is taking up to them in conjunction will be going to the destination of Krishna. That is the essence of this whole thing. Okay, that's what Prabhupada said here. Okay, if you follow all these things, your car will go to Krishna. Okay. And he explained the whole thing. So the three parallel lines Prabhupada is saying, okay, which are there. And the devotee who is there, he is being carried by these three parallel lines, and then he will reach Krishna. If he follows this Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, all three parallel line. Okay. And previous one quote when we saw, he told also one should see that the Guru he has accepted is following the Shastra. The previous sadhus who are speaking, they will also speak as per Shastra. And then the Shastra which is there, he should be understanding the Shastra through the words of Guru and sadhus. All three together. Okay. This is what is the whole understanding till now. Okay. Now, this coming slide will be about what is the relative position. I showed that Shastra is above Guru and Sadhu. Why did I show like that? So here is the quote from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 20.352 purport. Yes, Prabhuji, please read.
What is the relative position of Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru? According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is the way an incarnation should be accepted. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, Vakya, Chittete, Kariya, Aikya. One should accept a thing as genuine by studying the words of saintly people, the spiritual master, and the Shastra. The actual center is the Shastra, the revealed scripture. If a spiritual master does not speak according to the revealed scripture, he is not to be accepted. Similarly, if a saintly person does not speak according to Shastra, he is not saintly person.
So this is a very, very important, again, purport. Like Prabhupada says, the books are the basis. So books are the basis for what? For our understanding. What our understanding should be based on? The books. And Prabhupada in his books repeatedly, I am just showing one or two, there are at least 20 quotes which are there. Okay. And everything we may not be able to read today. But here very essential part of that, he is saying the hierarchy. That Shastra is the actual center. So now we may say, oh, Shastra is actual center. Okay, let's go. We will just read Shastra. No, that is not correct. Okay, the coming slide we will see how that is a fault in the approach of a devotee. As previously also it was said that all three have to be taken parallelly. If you take only the line of Shastra, then there will be derailment. Okay, out of three lines, only one line. Just like railway track, two lines are there. Only one line means there will be accident. See, if any of the three lines we miss, then there will be accident. So only Shastra, we cannot go. Only Guru, that is also not correct. Only Sadhu, not correct. Then what? All three together. But among all three, what is the center? What is the actual highest thing? Shastra. Okay, like that. So Guru and Sadhu, as Prabhupada is saying here, if a spiritual master or a Guru does not speak according to the revealed scripture, they will speak from revealed scripture, they will speak according to Shastra only. But if sometimes you see that, oh, they are not speaking, then it is our responsibility to go and find where they are speaking from and how it is based on Shastra. If not, we are not getting the answer, then approach senior devotees. That, okay, my Guru spoke like this, so I am not able to understand where it is mentioned in Shastra. So we can take help from senior devotees. But mostly they will speak from Shastra only. Okay. And it is our responsibility to study the Shastra and know that which part of the Shastra they are speaking from, or approach senior devotee if we have doubt. But this is the principle Prabhupada is saying. He is not to be accepted if he is not speaking according to the Shastra. Similarly, if a saintly person does not speak according to the Shastra, he is not a saintly person. That is sadhu. Okay. This is about sadhu. Okay. So here now you can see very important thing in Prabhupada's this whole comment. What a very important thing that Prabhupada is doing. Can somebody identify? He is giving some principle here, but how is he giving?
The actual center is the Shastra, the revealed scripture.
That is highlighted, correct. But how is Prabhupada presenting the whole concept? That I want to know. One foundational thing he is doing here in this. What is that?
According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is.
What happened according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Uh, this is the way an incarnation should be accepted. Which means the different incarnation should of
Okay,
Bhagavan should be accepted.
correct. That is written here. But how it is applicable to us in this context, what we are reading, Guru Sadhu Shastra? You can try. No problem. Or somebody else can try. What Prabhupada is following, one very basic thing is following here. While telling that,
Prabhuji,
huh,
um, this is my understanding that Prabhupada is trying to say if any guru is not following those shastras, then we can like he should not be accepted. He can be rejected.
correct.
So major thing is shastra. If he is following the shastra, then only he is a guru. Otherwise, he is not. And many people who innocently if they have taken some guru, they have this check that
Okay,
this.
it's going in different direction. Okay, it's going in different
Okay, okay.
direction. Sorry. Yeah, we don't have that much time. Anybody else want to share?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Prabhuji, in Bhagavad Gita, there is one verse, Tadvidi Pranipatena. In that purport, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that if you want to know Krishna, that we have to go through the parampara, and then only we will get the realization. So, Guru Sadhu Shastra, how we can means take up in line everything.
Okay, good attempt. Yes, thank you, Mataji. Yeah. So, okay, I will tell it. Otherwise, it's going in different direction. Not different direction. It is close. But what I'm trying to say here, see, Prabhupada is telling this principle, na, that Shastra is the center, and Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra we have to accept. This principle Prabhupada is telling. But identify how he is telling. He is not telling that I am telling you accept. मैं बोल रहा हूं ना तुम इसको ले लो मेरे से सुन के ले लो. He is not telling like that. He is quoting previous acharyas. You see that principle is following by telling the principle. Okay, I don't know if you are able to understand what I'm saying. He is quoting Narottam Das Thakur, a previous sadhu. He is quoting Bhagavan Shri Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. While he is telling the principle of the principle itself, he is following the principle while quoting the principle. I don't know, miss, if you understood. How many of you understood? Let me ask by your raised hands.
Yes,
And,
understood.
okay, anybody who did not understand, I will explain again what I'm trying to say. You can raise your hand if you did. It's a very, very important thing I'm saying. What Prabhupada is doing and how he is doing, very important. You must see in his lectures how Prabhupada speaks. He will quote the scriptures every 2 to 3 minutes. One line of the Shastra will be coming, surely. There cannot be any place, maybe rarely somewhere, but in 5 minutes, he will speak at least one quote from Bhagavad Gita, from Shrimad Bhagavatam, from some Shastra, some Acharya, he will surely speak. He will never speak anything without quoting anything. You hear his lectures. Okay, you see any conversation, you see any morning walk, you read these books. This is the principle Srila Prabhupada constantly follows. And unfortunately, we don't follow in ISKCON now. Okay, it's very, very like what we can say, not properly spoken in the way Prabhupada is speaking actually. Okay. So that is the truth actually. And many places now we will see Prabhupada will also say that actually we should be not trying to give our own, philosophy. Like Prabhupada criticized in the introduction or preface of the Bhagavad Gita. If you read, he will say, these people, what they are trying to do, they are giving the book name Bhagavad Gita, but they want to speak what they are wanting to speak. They are not going to speak what Krishna wants them to speak. They are giving his own philosophy, their own philosophy through the name Bhagavad Gita. You want to give your own comments? Write a separate book. Don't take the title Bhagavad Gita. These people know that Bhagavad Gita is very, very famous. If I write in the name of Bhagavad Gita, then my book also become very famous. That point he is taking there, and you can read it in the preface of the Bhagavad Gita actually. So similar tendency may be there in us, in me also, and in other devotees also. But we should try to all help each other in following this principle. What is the principle? All three parallel lines have to be followed together, and among them, the center is Shastra. Okay, so this is what is the point that I am trying to bring out. You see the presentation of Srila Prabhupada, that he will never go away from this principle of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra presentation. So if we hear something which is not coming in line, or which we feel that it's not as per Shastra, we can always approach senior devotees, and it is our responsibility to understand that if it is there in Shastra or not. And when we confirm it, then we can follow in our life. Otherwise, there are so many lectures available in YouTube today where they will be giving 10 lessons from this pastime, 20 lessons from that pastime, that thing from this pastime, this thing from that pastime. So much thing is there, especially after COVID. And it's all bombardment now. So if you read the, I will request all of you to read the commentary of or the Prabhupada's purport to 7.1. Okay, Tat Shrinu, that verse, Prabhupada says, okay. The word Tat Shrinu, he will say very important thing that one should be hearing from bona fide sources, and very essential points he will be speaking there. So you can kindly go and read. Okay, and then we will continue the discussion tomorrow. Okay, and this, I think it's almost 70% we have done, but last part is remaining, as Pratik Prabhu was asking also, which books we should read and how we'll be following this principle in our study of Bhagavad Gita and upcoming books like NY and NOD. Okay, so this is what I wanted to present today, and we'll continue tomorrow. Anybody has any questions in the last part thing what we discussed, or any discussions, then we can do. Okay, so if there are no questions, then we have crossed the time already, 1:31 it is. Then we will meet tomorrow at 11:30 and we will complete this presentation. And tomorrow we'll try to complete this, and next week we will start Bhagavad Gita. Okay, tomorrow we will not be able to start. Tomorrow we will continue this, and also there was one part some devotees were requesting that what are we actually practicing. That I will just touch upon, and then we will start. Okay. So thank you very much for joining today and taking out your time and keeping your videos on. I'm very grateful to all of you that your participation is very source of inspiration, very good source of inspiration for us. And also you are giving your most important asset which you have is time. So I'm very grateful for that. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Hare
your
Krishna.
time.
Thank you
Bye.
so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.